you, Michelle. Jerry Jones saying he's giving him a second chance, just historically, to button that up. Last year played in one game at Carolina, then was suspended the rest of the year, got paid. This year he was originally suspended for 10 games. That got reduced in arbitration to 4, Chris, and he played 3 weeks ago.
And can we just, before kickoff, just add that there's a human element to this for us as well.
Sure.
We're going to call the game. We're going to do our job. We're as uncomfortable as anybody is with what we saw in those pictures and what we know of this court case. Unfortunately, Greg Hardy's going to be a big part of this story. We'll call the game. We may do a little commentary at some point, but we'll let it go at that.
That we will. Dallas won the toss. They have deferred, so they want Philadelphia to have the ball. The Dallas defense will be out there. Dan Bailey kicking off. Josh Huff standing about 6 yards deep in the end zone. And the season reaching the halfway mark on this 8th night of November. And we will start with a touchback. And we'll start by taking a look at the Eagle starters.
Sam Bradford, Oklahoma.
DeMarco Murray, Oklahoma.
Riley Cooper, Florida.
Jordan Matthews, Vanderbilt.
Brent Selleck, Cincinnati.
Zach Ertz, Stanford. Lane Johnson, Oklahoma.
Alan Barber, Missouri Southern.
Jason Kelsey, Cincinnati.
Matt Tobin, Iowa.
Dennis Kelly, Purdue.
Chris talking about Jason Peters at the top of the show and how much they will miss him. And you're going to miss a guy who goes to 7 Pro Bowls, hurt his back 2 weeks ago against Carolina. We did that game on a Sunday night. They had the bye, but he's still not ready to play. So we will begin with Bradford taking the snap out of the shotgun, and the former Cowboy DeMarco Murray out in the flat, hauls it in and goes next to nowhere. That is Sean Lee, who was all over the field in week 2 against Philadelphia, making the tackle.
One thing you're going to see all night long from Sean Lee is that he will be protected by his defensive line mates up front. They are going to try and allow him to run free as he did in that first game.
Murray goes nowhere again. So last year led the league in rushing. This year a totally different story. And of course the Philadelphia Eagles go no huddle. They go quick paced. They're last in the league in time of possession. They run a ton of plays, but right now they're 3rd down and 9.
And this is starting just the way the other one went when DeMarco Murray had 13 carries for 2 yards.
They go 3 by 1 with the 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen. Cowboys looked like they were ready to come. Bradford doesn't get blitzed that much, but he does here. They flush him out of the pocket, and then he throws and completes it, but not enough for a first down. That is Josh Huff making the catch. So Rod Marinelli doesn't blitz that much, and they don't blitz Bradford that much around the league, but they do that time. He completes it, but not enough for a first.
Going to come with the blitz off the edge here by Byron Jones, who's going to flush Bradford out. Bradford making more plays on the move, and that's just the way the Cowboys would like it.
Donnie Jones to punt. Lucky Whitehead. He almost blocked it. Whitehead is back. The flag is down. Whitehead's going to let it go. Takes a good Dallas bounce, but there's a flag down. Ed Hockley is the referee. So 1 minute and 13 seconds into the game, his first pronouncement.
Running into the punter.
That's a first down.
Number 38. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
It was 4th and 4, running into the punter, a 5-yard penalty, so Philadelphia will keep it. And that is Jeff Heath, who was involved in that hit on Ricardo Lockett of Seattle last week. They almost blocked it, and then Jones goes down, and Philadelphia retains possession.
Yeah, and don't forget, the Cowboys did block a punt of the Philadelphia Eagles the first time they met, gave it another shot.
Not only blocked it, ran it in for a touchdown. Kyle Wilbur did. Now it's Murray, runs into his own man, and then forward for a gain of about 4. Sam Bradford, happy birthday to Sam. He is 28 tonight, #1 pick back in 2010 by the St. Louis Rams. Had a good rookie year, then he's been hurt the last year and a half. Made the trade, did Philadelphia with St. Louis. They sent Nick Foles to the Rams. Bradford comes this way, and now in his 8th start as an Eagle. Has good protection, but the pass is incomplete. Claiborne is there. Pass intended for Miles Austin, the former Cowboy. It will be 3rd down and 6.
Lane Johnson off to a good start against Craig Hardy already right here. He has played left tackle in college. He said it's a little different getting back out there. Took a little bit of practice, a little rehearsal, but said I feel pretty comfortable with it.
3rd and 6, and Bradford over the middle completes it, but stops short of the 1st down. Josh Huff making the catch, but they collect him at the 40-yard line. So once again, Philadelphia to punt, as they have run 6 plays but can't pick up a first.
And it's always one of those issues that if you have short drives with that fast-paced offense, you end up in trouble late in ball games as your defense wears out.
And Jones with a high booming kick. Lucky Whitehead will back up and catches it at the 1-yard line, something you're not supposed to do, and that's the reason right there. So Whitehead brings it back to the 7, and Dallas will start his first drive from deep in its own territory on Sunday Night Football. Sunday Night Football being brought to you by the 2016 Lexus LS and new LX. Polished meets purposeful. By the United States Air Force. Experience more at airforce.com. By Miller Lite, now back in its original bottle. It's Miller time. And by Microsoft Surface, the official tablet of the NFL. Salute to service. The Sunday night bus, Cowboy cheerleaders, Mobile Cowboys Hall of Fame came to the Fort Worth Joint Reserve Base on Friday. Our troops in attendance tonight. And Philadelphia meeting Dallas, and they've been doing it since 1960. Darren McFadden gains 5. Let's take a look at the Dallas starters.
Matt Castle, USC.
Darren McFadden, Arkansas.
Dez Bryant, Oklahoma State.
Terrence Williams, Baylor.
Jason Witten, Tennessee. James Hanna, Oklahoma.
Tyron Smith, USC.
Lael Collins, LSU.
Travis Frederick, Wisconsin.
Zach Martin, Notre Dame.
Doug Free, Northern Illinois University.
So 2nd down and 5 now. It's 45. Rod Smith, he's a rookie out of Ohio State. Pick him up on waivers from Seattle. He was in motion, and Bryant makes the catch. And Dez Bryant, who broke his foot in the opener and was out until last week, collects it here, tackled by Nolan Carroll, and that's the game's first down.
Well, you're going to get 4 receivers up here and 1 down here, and as long as you're willing to play man coverage on Dez Bryant, you're going to get your shot. And already we see Dez a little better than what he was last week. May have come back a week too early. I thought Matt Castle may have tried to go a few too many times to Dez against Richard Sherman. They get off to a good start.
And now from the 18, you got McFadden with a big hole. And the former Oakland Raider has a first down on the gain of 13 up to the 31-yard line.
You'll see the big running lane right here. And the one thing they talk about with Darren McFadden is he's a little different runner than some of the other guys that they have. Jason Witten on the outside with a good solid block, but he's a strider, so he's a guy they want to get going sideways, get his full stride going, and defensively what the Eagles would like to do is make him stutter step. Once he stutter steps, doesn't re-accelerate quite as well.
It's Terrence Williams in motion. Castle looks one way, then the other, hits Bryant on the run. And Bryant is inside the 35-yard line with the Eagles chasing him across the field, and he's finally tackled from behind at the 18 by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks, who went all the way down the field. He beats Carroll that time, and that's good for 56 yards.
Just man coverage, and one of the things that the Eagles were working on this week was they wanted them to take away the slant. They thought the slant route was the one thing that kind of got Dez Bryant going. That time you saw Nolan Carroll sink way inside, and it set up Dez to go down the field for the long one.
Give him officially 51 to the 18-yard line. And Bryant, 2 catches, 2 plays. Tony Romo with the earpiece in, listening to the play calls. Play action, reverse roll, and then it's dropped by James Hanna. Matt Castle, the last time he faced the Eagles, he was a Minnesota Viking, and he played well that day. 382 yards, a couple of touchdowns, came up with New England, went to Kansas City, made a Pro Bowl there. Minnesota, and he was going to be the Buffalo starting quarterback, at least at one point during training camp this year. and then wound up getting traded